All right, guys, all the way from New Mexico, California, we have a very special guest in the building. She's getting TikTok famous. She gained like 200 followers this morning. She's on the up and up. She's getting too famous. I had to like book her years in advance for this. Welcome to the show, Alyssa.
Yay! Hi.
All right, Alyssa, how are you feeling today? How's everything going? Going well?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm a little sore, but I'm good. We're
That's
getting
awesome.
these gains.
I did see that you give a video. It's doing well. Did you tell your mom you'll never take out the trash again because of the or what's up?
Oh, you should have seen her. She was over here loading it with me. She was like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "What's the next video? Like, what do you got to do something?"
See?
I'm like, "Okay, I'm trying."
She's a fan too. So I'm glad you're growing.
I know.
But today,
I know we're trying.
Unfortunately, we're not here to talk about your new fame. We're here to talk about the dating world, how it's going for me, yourself, things we like about it, things we don't like about it. And let's talk about that. Is that okay with you?
I am ready.
All right.
I'm
so
ready
Alyssa,
for it.
tell me some of your, I guess, pros and cons of this hookup culture or dating culture we're in 2021. What are some things you like about it, things you don't like about
it? So it's very surface level, right?
Okay.
Because everything's easy now.
Very.
So that is the toughest part. Can I curse? I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. That is the toughest part because you can't really tell if someone is nice or genuine over pictures. You're just like, everything is just all surface level. So that's the hardest part, because if you do start talking to someone that you're like, oh, I find them attractive, they end up being like a tool bag and just like a boring ass person. So that's the biggest struggle. And I think I've kind of moved out of my phase of hooking up.
Okay.
So that's even more of a struggle because I'm just being patient at this point.
Okay.
But yeah, what about you?
Okay, so hookup culture definitely was something I believe feminism pushed, sexual liberation. Like we can do it too. We can do what men do. We can have 100 bodies too. And like, no, you guys aren't built the way we are. So I feel like hookup culture benefits men, right? You tell me a guy has to put no investment to a girl and she'll come over and sleep with him. Bet benefits men, right?
Yeah.
And
do you guys like that?
Absolutely, of course.
Yeah,
like if I tell guys, girls don't really ever want full disclosure. So if we matched on Tinder, Alyssa, I wouldn't say, listen, my goal was to get you a drink and blow your back into smithereens. I can't tell you that. I have to go, hey, I'd love to get to know you. Let's grab a drink. I have to keep out the second part because the second part could disqualify me. Even though you're not dumb. What I want, I have to kind of not say it, right?
Yeah.
So, men have to be, not give girls full disclosure.
You'd be so surprised, though. You'd be so surprised.
You're right.
Some just go straight for it.
True.
And you're like, okay.
You're right. Here's the thing. I tend to talk to girls, say I match with a 7, whatever. I was drunk. I swiped right on her. I will be more direct with her because I don't care if she comes or goes, right? So I'll totally get straight to the point with a 7. Now match with a girl who has green eyes, double D's, and tan skin or something like that. Maybe I have to be a bit more, sweet talking. But if you're
what's looking, that's like a 10.
That's a 10? You know what? I give that like an 8.5, 8.5.
Okay. Yeah, so if she's a 7 or below, you don't care. But if she's an 8 or above,
yeah, I gotta make sure I give her the game, right? If she's 7, I don't care if she comes or goes. So I can just be straight up, and if she's not down, bye. you're average looking. Like I wouldn't even want to, okay, this I guess is an ego thing. But men like going out with women where guys are like, God damn, that's you. It's just a thing, right? It's a thing.
So true. I've been in situations before where I felt like just a little trophy. And not tooting my own horn because I'm like about that, but it's a serious difference. I see the difference of just like, come with me here, come with me there. Like I was like, hey, can we just like watch a movie? and just have ice cream together. Like, can we please do that? And he would always push, no, well, let's go to this bar. Let's go to this bar. Like, no. Well, my friends, let's meet our friends, like my friends. And I'm
Yeah, he wants to flex you to every single person he knows. Because what
yeah, it
happens
was
is when
crazy.
men, here's the thing, a man walks in with his boys, okay, cool dude. Walks in with a gorgeous woman. Now I'm like, okay, who is this guy? Is he a rapper, a ball? Like, men almost, you almost respect a man. This is more for men,
Because they
not for girls,
pull.
because
Yeah,
they can
yeah.
pull. And I go,
Mhm.
most girls will never get that because like that's not how women think. But for men, if we see you, or for example, if I see a guy, one time I saw a guy in Vegas, two of his homies, 30 girls in the section. Right now, he could have paid
Yeah,
for all those girls, but I'm like, dude,
for
who
sure.
is this guy? I gotta get to know him,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's why men will. That's why he want to bring you. Hey, come to the post office with me. Like anywhere he can take you, he wants to take you. So that's definitely a man
Yeah.
thing. Back to hookup
That's really
culture.
crazy.
I
Yeah.
mentioned how it is easier for men. And the second thing, though, I would say with hookup culture, I'm trying to think of a pro or a con. Let's see here. Okay, a woman like yourself, I'm not saying you're shallow, but you may tend to go for the guys who are more players, right? The taller, more handsome, more good looking men, right? Which leads the bottom tier men, the 5'8" average looking guy, he has to work way harder to get girls, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, by given. Yeah, that's usually how it is in culture right
yeah,
now.
true. It's how it goes. So the
Yeah.
average dude kind of gets snubbed, especially on dating apps, right? Which is just physical, right? They're
So say that again. Sorry, you broke up
especially
a little
on
bit.
dating apps, right? The
Uh-huh.
guy who's average looking is definitely taking a hit, right? So that guy who's average looking, you better work on your game in person because
Yeah.
if you don't have balls to approach women and you're definitely not getting swipes on Tinder from girls, you're kind of
Yeah.
invisible. So
Yeah.
you got to work on that. But
Yeah.
so you said what made you say you're not really into hookup culture like as much as you used to be? So what made you want to get out of it?
It okay, so I'm all for it because like, I've had my fun. Like I've had my fun where it was like completely like no strings attached. Like let's just transactional, like
Yeah,
and it's worked for me, usually I know there's a stigma like girls, like it doesn't work for girls, someone catches feelings, but it actually worked for me. So I was like, wow, this is great. But then I always listened to my body and my heart. The more I did it, the next day it didn't make me feel good.
that's where the men women different.
Usually,
That's where we're different.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like I was okay for a little while. Like I would like, all right, go with about my day and stuff. But then something happened, and I was like, and it wasn't because of the person or anything. It was just myself. I'm like, was that worth it? Like I don't really feel amazing right now. So I listened to that part,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, like let me just like put that aside. But I mean, I don't. It was more back in the day where I was just like, being free and shit. But now I'm just like, I'll chill for now. And I mean, if I meet someone and I date someone, like for sure,
Yeah.
there's no shame in it for me. But yeah, I know my body now and know my heart, I feel. So
Okay.
I'm like, I don't want to just go down spiraling if I continue to do this to make myself feel better, to like fill a void or whatever the case
Hmm.
may be, which I feel like a lot of people do.
Yes.
And it spirals, and then that's when you get the damaged people and like all this stuff. And that's when I think it gets all messy. And that's what I've seen on TikTok a lot. The whole what is it? Oh, they girls love guys who treat them like shit.
And
Like
girls make a lot of videos
that.
like that. Yeah, they do make a
A
lot of videos
lot
like
of
that.
videos, and then a lot of girls comment on them, and they'd be like, oh my god,
Yes,
me
sis, me
too.
too.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, no guys, like it's not where it's at. But I mean, I can't hate on them too much for it because it's like we've all been there, I feel like. And I feel like you just kind of grow out of it slowly but surely, because I've wanted love from a guy that was a dick to me, you know what I mean? But the more I learned, the more I was like, no, fuck this guy. Like I'm better than this guy, should be better, treated better than what he's treating me. So but you have to learn, it takes time. It takes
Gotcha.
time. So when I see girls like doing that, I'm like, it just takes time to, and I don't know what it is too. I feel like now, and the day and age now,
Yeah.
it's accepted and it's cool to like want a fuck boy or something. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I don't know why it's been so like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know.
Got you. So first thing you talked about was girls basically telling on themselves on TikTok, right? Then you talked about, then you said another point just now.
Sorry, I was ranting.
No, it's all good. Then you said, so girls making videos, and the second one you made talked about, okay, I forgot, whatever. I guess let's go with the girls making videos telling on themselves. Oh, cool dating the F boy. So cool dating F boy. Okay, I'll write these down so I can stay on track. So first, let's talk about girls telling on themselves. You see, I love those videos because it confirms the things I talk about on my actual page. And back in January, they really came for me, Alyssa. Like they came for my family, friends, businesses. Like they went they took it to the furthest extent. So long story short, okay, I'll make it quick. So my government name was on my Instagram page at one point. It was like local light skin, but Chad, last name. And then they Googled that name and just found my name attached to all these different businesses I was a part of or ran. So they started leaving reviews, calling me the RAP word, like everything, right? So I started fighting back a bit. And basically what I did was I made like a collage of a bunch of videos that you and I see of all these girls. Like you guys get mad at me but they make the same thing. And look at this comment section. Same sis. So it's like you guys are confirming the things I talk about. They can talk about it and it's all fun and jokes, right? But when I do it, it's like I'm hateful, right? All I'm doing is just shedding light on what's going on. And it's almost like this, right? I'm sorry, but a lot of girls are playing a game with you. And it's almost like, okay, let's say me and you are dating, right? Or it's like a talking stage.
Sure.
If I don't want to, it's almost like we both have controllers in our hand, but yours is plugged in and mine's not, right? So it's like, it's just like, because also I made a video 2 days ago, you may have seen it, about the whole shit test thing. And most times girls don't even know they're doing it. It's just it comes out. So it's like girls are always on in some type of game. So you got to know how to combat it. If you don't, you'll lose. Now, so
go ahead. Sorry. No.
Yeah. So
no. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So the next thing was cool to be the F boy, right? So a lot of guys are coming to my page, and when I duet these videos or stitch these videos, these girls making videos like you talked about, they're getting confused. Like, wait a minute, I was told to be nice and hold doors and bring flowers and be genuine and be kind, but these videos are telling me I shouldn't do that, or else so it's like they get confused, right?
Fucking like that.
And a lot of men, what happens is they go from one extreme to the another extreme, right? Or should be in the middle, okay?
Yeah.
Any girl I've ever dated, right, knows I'm extremely respectful and kind. One thing I'm not is a pushover. Alyssa, if I ask you for a drink and you bail the day of, we will never speak until you have my phone again, because you don't respect me. If you respected me, you'd show up, right? Or if you can have an excuse why you can't come, but if you don't even offer a reschedule, you really don't want to see me. Just, hey, sorry, can't make it. Sorry, right?
Yeah.
So it's
and
like
same thing as how I would do the same. Yeah, if a guy bailed on me, it's the same thing. I would totally be like, okay, done.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And girls can say, okay, I'm done way easier, because dude, their DMs are in their Tinder, it's a revolving door, right? It's a revolving door. I'm handsome, 6'1", handsome dude. I may get a week on Tinder, a match twice, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm handsome. Imagine these dudes who are average looking. It's even harder for them. So it's like, I have an abundance mindset, but I still don't get nearly the options as a woman like yourself. So I kind of lost the point. Oh, so F boy. So back to the F boy thing was that some guys may see these videos. Okay, I'm just gonna be a douchebag and be mean. It's like, okay, now you're too far. Now you're on the extreme.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta know. Basically, I tell guys is you just have to have respect for yourself, right? Just having respect for yourself will really push you a long way, so you don't get walked all over. So I did mention the shit test, and you kind of got excited. So what was your point?
Sorry.
Let's talk about
that. So the shit test. So I know I kind of texted you a little bit about it.
Yeah.
So it makes sense what you're saying, but just because of the examples you're giving. So when you said about a girl example, what you said about the girl with oh, you got fake jewelry or whatever the case may
She
be.
tries to mess with me a little bit.
Yeah. So that's extreme, unless it's like a roast or whatever, you know what I mean? So, but for me, I feel like that wouldn't even be a test. I feel like that's just low key. Like if you're roasting each other or chemistry, whatever the case may be. I feel like the bigger test I personally do when I go out with a guy is how they treat the waiter.
Okay.
That is so huge to me. And it's like, I don't like make it known a test, you know, but like
it's something
every single time it's always either gone great, or if they give some like their root. I've oh my God, there was a situation where a guy, he was cool. See, this is the worst part. He was awesome. He was cool. And then we sit down. He's hungry because he was a basketball player for NMSU. It was a long time ago. And so he had like 2-a-days. And so we met up after his second practice and he was starving, which I was like, okay, like that's fine. So we go. He told me ahead of time, I know what I'm gonna order. Like, it's this dope ass dish, like whatever. Cool. So we go and he's like looking at the menu and he's like, can't really like pick out which one it was. And I was like, oh, why don't you just ask the girl and explain to her, because it was between two and he wasn't sure. I was like, why don't you just ask her and see what dish it was? And he's like, no, I think it's this one. I was like, are you sure? Because I knew he was like hungry. So I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. No, I think it's this one. Cool. So we go, he gets his dish or whatever. When it comes out, she's like, is everything, like, do you need anything else? And he's just looking at it like in disgust. Like he's just looking at it. And he didn't say anything to her. And I didn't know what the fuck was happening. So I was like, we're fine, thank you. And then she goes away and you can tell she was kind of like, okay. And then she goes away and then he's just looking at his dish and he's like, this is not what I ordered. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, you know, do you want some of mine? Like, you know, and he was like, no, I'll just eat it. Like he was like really pissed off about it. And I was just like, well, let's just go talk. Like, let's have her come back. We could switch the order. Like maybe it was the other one. And he was just like, no, it's fine. Like being really like annoying about it. And I was like, oh fuck. So she sees it. So she comes back and she's like, is everything okay? Like, is something wrong? He doesn't say anything. He just looks at her and like doesn't say anything. So I was like, so I had to play mama. And I was like, oh, well, you know, and I had to explain for him like all this stuff. And it was just like snowballed after that. And he was really rude to her after that. And after that, I cut it. Like I just cut it. But that's my personal test is just how they respect others around me. That's huge, you know, versus like your jewelry or you know what I mean.
Let's talk about that. I feel like that's a very common thing here amongst women is how they treat the waiter. It's a very common, like, you know, very common to hear that. That's why I'm on my best behavior, and that, not because like I'm trying to put up a front. That's just how I am. Excuse me, miss. Excuse me, sir. May I have? I'm very kind. But let's talk about that, the jewelry thing, right? Because you're right. It is but let's think about it deeper. Let's just say, my ears are talking. He's very like, you know, confident. You can smell him. He feels himself like me. People think I'm burly, arrogant, whatever. So you have this perception of me being like arrogant. And go, damn, dude, those shoes are kind of janky. And I go like, oh, you think so? Like this guy's not as confident as I thought he was, right? So it's like, even though it's like a roast, it's like a little jab. I took it like you jabbed me. I'm like, you're almost like, oh, you're not confident. And because let me, this is not my words or her on a podcast. And this gave me a little mind blow. Girls love confidence in guys so much. Is the reason why that is because they're not confident in themselves. So having a partner who's very confident gives them security. What is your thoughts on that?
I mean, I can kind of see it, but
okay.
I feel like, I'm not always confident. I have days where I'm just like, ew, you know, but I would love a confident. What I'm saying is like 90% of the time I'm confident, right? So I would want someone confident as well. Because I feel like it would just be boss. You know what I mean? And we could just like, you know, but I can kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay.
Well, kind of.
Yeah, because it makes sense, man. Because like again, there's no knock at women, like do your thing, but like that's why the makeup industry is a $1 billion industry. Girls are getting flown to Miami to get their butt done just because they're trying to be as pretty as possible because they're not that confident, right? So when a guy, I think who put 10 girls in a room and ask them what traits do you want in a man, I think 9 of them will say confidence. That'll be the most popular outlier of of all of them
100%.
is confidence, right? And when
Yeah.
he said that, okay, that was interesting. So let's go to some things that are turn offs for you for as far as men. Like what are some things, traits, things they can do to make you kind of go ick? Not for me.
Rude, right? That was kind of what we already talked
rude,
about.
no,
Or just being rude.
Rude in general, rude to other people, because obviously guys can be super sweet to you, but rude to other people.
Yeah, both.
Okay.
Both.
Gotcha.
I've had guys that are really nice to me, and then like obviously you're like assholes to the waiter or whatever.
Okay.
And then I've had guys that were like borderline sarcastic, but like asshole sarcastic. Like it was just a little too much banter where it's like, okay, are you really just like fucking hate me? Like what's going on? That's a turn off. What else? Not looking me in my eyes. That is something that I recently went out on a date and his eyes were everywhere at dinner besides like into mine. Everywhere. Like he was literally like, he'd ask me a question and I would tell him as soon as he'd ask me and as soon as I started opening my mouth to talk, he'd go, uh-huh.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And then to the point where he would literally go, like he turned his whole fucking head to like look at like this people on the corner and then this way and like, but he would ask me questions and zone out. And I'm like, what did you say?
Maybe there's ADHD.
I don't know. But yeah, that's like not being attentive.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
What else?
You mentioned rudeness, poor eye contact, any other turnoffs a guy can do. Think of like your Instagram DMs, how guys come in too strong, or you can talk about, on the date they may rush things, the bunch of things you can talk about.
Yeah, I feel like the rushing thing too. That's
a good one. Let's talk about that. So
it's a little. So I personally don't mind conversating for a while before meeting up. When I say a while, I mean like maybe a week tops, maybe.
Okay, gotcha.
But other than that, if it's over a week and we're still texting and stuff, and I I like a slow gradual, because I have gone on dates before where they just say like, an opener and I'm like, oh cool, and then they're like, can I take you out tonight or whatever, and I've been spontaneous and I've been like, yeah, sure, and it's just been horrible before. Like I've not had one that was excuse me, that has like closed fast, that was a decent date, that was like maybe I made a friend out of it, or something. It was just like a dud. So I'm very conscious about my time and energy, and I don't want to like waste a night on someone or an afternoon on someone that I can't even hold a conversation with. So that's the thing. So if I talk to them for a week, or if I like, we talk on the phone at the end of the day to catch up and just like have a conversation, then I get more of a vibe if it's going to be, a good date just to have a conversation. But if they are like if they like text me every 10 seconds and like, from like the text, like, oh, here, can I have your number? Sure. And then it's just like a constant text over and over, not over and over, but, I text back and then it's like instant and then instant. I don't mind it if I'm like not busy, and I'll do instant too. It doesn't matter. But if it's like a week and they just seem like they don't got shit going on, it's kind of a turn off. It's kind of a turn off where it's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you working on stuff? Like, what's happening here?
So I'm taking some notes of that. So 1 week, and what else? You also talked about too much free time anyway. Okay.
Can I bring something up?
Go ahead.
I wrote something down. I saw you were on one of the other podcasts that you did about the independent women being a turn, or yes, the 50-50 guys. And I want to understand, because in my head, I feel like an independent woman would be an attractive woman to
Let's
a
talk about
guy
that.
is on his own shit.
Perfect. Let's talk about it. Okay, so yes,
explain to me.
let's talk.
I want to understand.
So here's a mistake men and women make.
Sure.
Women think attraction is symmetrical when it's like asymmetrical. I think I may be the other way around, but I'll explain. How it works is this: what women want in men, right? So for what you want in me is not what I want in you, right? A lot of girls think if I want an independent man, he should want an independent woman. No. Here's how it works.
Tell me.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So it's how it works. As girls think how, like, you know, for example, I'll take it back and I'll come back. In high school, my mindset was whoever puts in the most effort should win the girl, right? If I'm texting the most, calling the most, putting the most effort, giving the most gifts, shouldn't I win? No, that's how men think. If you were to, you know, put the most effort into me, you win. Because most girls, especially bad, like 8, 9s, and 10s, are nonchalant about men and don't even like put any effort in. So if I even taste a little effort, oh, you win, right? Because that's how men think. So I was expecting women to think like men. They don't, right? Because what happened is I'd invest all my time and money into a chick for her to go bang some football player she never even they didn't have a conversation before. So it's like I was so like confused, like, wait, I did everything right, but I still lost, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. When a guy's making decent money, 40, 50, I think the median income for a man in the United States is $39,000, 38.5, something like that. If he's making that much money, he loves independent women because you guys can put your incomes together and you guys can split everything. Now for me, I want to be a breadwinner. This podcast will eventually be live in a studio in LA, and I'll have a bunch of dope ass guests, and I'll have you on. Like, I'll even fly you out to come back on. Like, it'll be a massive thing. This will be a massive thing, right? So I'm making a lot of money from YouTube sponsorships, merch, like, everywhere, right? So then what I want is a woman that says, yes, Chad, provide for me. Not, I don't need no man. I want to go, yes, I want to be provided for.
See, but there's a difference. I don't think when I say independent, I don't, because I know there's a difference where a girl is like, yes, there's a girl.
I need no man.
Yes. And there are girls that will like be on a date. I've heard a date story where a girl was on a date and was literally bragging about how she doesn't need a man. And I'm like, girl,
girls are like that. Feminism.
Do that shit. Like, I can look in the mirror, like, do that shit at home, do it in the mirror. Like, I don't need no man. Do it for, you know, your own self.
Yeah.
But to be on a date and be like, I don't need this, I have my own money, and like, that is just, obviously she fucked up, and that's the wrong way to go. And he made it to a point. He was like, because he said it was interesting because he was explaining the date and he was thinking, or he was saying how he felt. So he said, like, at this point of the date, I was just like, okay, well, I'm for sure never seeing her again. And so he was just like already accepted it, but he was like, go girl, like, you know, like hyping her up, like, yeah, you don't need no man and all this stuff. When the bill came, he split it.
Yeah, I think I heard about this. Yeah, I heard about this. Yeah.
Yeah, when he split it, she was like, what? You know? So there is a difference between, I feel like, being independent and going get your own shit together and your money and being a boss, but not like flexing or being like putting it in the universe like, I don't need anyone. Like, I used to be that, though. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna front. I used to be, because I would always argue with my mom, like, Mom, I don't need nobody, I don't need a man. And in general, like, we don't really need, you know, I feel like we don't need a significant other to be happy, right? So I am okay in life in that little spectrum of it. But it's not like I'm going to push everyone away and, like, you know, and be like, no, I don't need them and all that shit, you know? So I think there's like a spectrum. You're either too far off where you're like, fuck man, or you're like, you know, to the, you know, the middle. The middle is where you want to be, you know?
Absolutely. So let's talk about that. So yeah, good stuff. So here's the only thing I'll say to that. So when women want to become a boss babe, right, make high money, when a girl makes a lot of money, she usually, not all the time, usually is a bit more combative, a bit more like, you know, like a bully. Because like to think about it, like to
A
be,
bully.
I'll explain.
What
No,
do you mean?
to be successful in a male dominated world, you kind of have to have
Mhm.
masculine traits,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
That's
Agreed.
why girls or the feminists will argue, well, women don't get paid as much as men for the same job, same like they'll do that, right?
Mhm.
And sometimes maybe the man was like, no, you're not gonna pay me 38,000 on 41, right? Maybe he, you know, maybe he negotiated and was much more of a dickhead, right, about his
Yeah.
money. Opposed to girls like, okay, I guess, right? So it's like
Mhm.
it's when women tend to make more money, they tend to get more masculine, right? And men, and that's okay. So in a relationship, there's a masculine and a feminine, and if you're
Sure.
more masculine than me, that pushes me into my feminine, and that those relationships
Mhm.
don't work as well. They can work, but just not
Yeah.
as well. Another thing I can add to that would be what else? And oh, the more money you make, your dating pool closes. The more money I make, the more it opens, because most girls would like
Which
to
is
marry.
annoying.
Yeah,
It's
because most
frustrating.
girls would like to marry a man who makes more money than them. Some girls will
Yeah.
marry a guy who makes
Marry
less.
up.
Yeah, most
Yeah,
women
marry up.
tend to marry up, right?
Yeah.
So if you make 100 grand, only 10% of the US population makes 100 grand. That's men and women. Okay. So
Yeah.
now cut down to 5%. Okay. Now he has to be tall. That it just keeps going thinner and thinner and thinner, right?
Yeah.
So it's tougher for women when they make more money. So I'm not saying women
Yeah.
shouldn't make money. I'm just saying is just know that there's a pro and a con to every decision you try to make. You want to go be a boss babe and compete with men and be a CEO, your dating pool will shrink and you'll tend to be a bit more masculine. So you may not find the best partner unless you're going to lead the relationship. So
Yeah.
based on this stuff I've been saying, is there anything that stood out to you that was like, oh, like that's interesting? Or,
I have a question.
yeah.
So because um men, what you said, tend wouldn't, if it's she's more masculine, they would lean more into their feminine, right?
The man will get more
So
into the feminine,
what,
correct? Yeah.
yes. So what, in your opinion, is a perfect girl?
Okay.
Like that
Okay.
isn't like too independent. Like, do you want her to be on her shit? What, I guess it's
Yeah.
different for everybody,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure. This
but
is my opinion. I'll tell you.
yeah, for
Okay.
you,
Yes.
what would that be
Okay, so
if you
perfect
don't have
scenario
one?
is I'm making over $200,000 a year, right? That puts me in the paying the cost to be the boss role. Okay, that means I
Mm-hmm.
can take care of her and take care of children. For 200,000, I can make it work. Okay,
Okay.
so what happens is, with a perfect scenario is she is in a way independent, but she still wants a man to protect and provide for her. So let's just
But why
say,
can't we have both?
right?
Why can't we have both? If
It's
it's like an independent woman, but like also, you know?
Okay, well,
Yeah,
here's the thing.
that's so
Yeah, yeah, I
frustrating.
feel you, right? I'd like for a girl to have a little bit of a hustle to her, but at the same time is she knows how to be a feminine woman. Actually, before, okay, I'll write this down because I want to make sure I answer your question.
Sure.
Perfect woman. But this just shows how rare, how expensive femininity is. Why do you think men go to strip clubs?
They want attention? I don't
Men
know
go to strip
why.
clubs for feminine interactions with women. Because think about it,
Fem
boobs, feminine, right? I'll explain.
Okay.
Boobs on the internet, butts on the internet. So like, why are they going there? They can get that stuff from their mobile
Mm-hmm.
device, right? It's a girl sit down. Hey, honey, how was your day? Oh, really? Tell me more
Mm-hmm.
about it. Like they that just gets them going. A
Okay.
feminine interaction, a
Okay.
gorgeous woman actually caring about
Yeah.
him in the moment. And what's interesting is the girls who are the best dancers don't make more money than the girl that sits down with the man and just listens to him.
No, yeah. Yeah. My
So
friend, she was a waitress at the strip club, and she get tipped crazy because she just talked to them and they loved her.
exactly, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And she didn't have to get on the pole. She just knows
Yeah.
how to be feminine and listen.
Yeah.
That's what men are paying for. A feminine
Okay.
woman who's listening, right? So it's so back to the perfect woman. My perfect woman, she runs like a small little online boutique from the house, right? Where she has money, she has products, she's selling things, but she's also willing to let me, be the breadwinner. And here's the thing: if I'm going to pay for everything, that's just some sort of exchange where it's like, okay, if I'm paying for everything, I want you to take your money you make and you make sure the house stays straight. With that, it's with groceries or cooking, or I want a more traditional relationship, because I feel like feminism is telling girls, and that you can do whatever you want. You can be just like men. And what happens is, the second my dad lost his $250,000 a year job with HP, and my mom started paying half the rent and half the bills, all hell broke loose. When he was paying the bills, not a peep. The second she felt like she was equal to him, hell broke loose in the house. Oh, babe, can you clean? You clean. I work 40 hours a week just like you do. Hey, babe, can you cook? Cook. You cook. Well, your hands don't work? Like, because she felt equal.
Well, yeah, and it's a traditional, like, I get the traditional standpoint. So you would never date someone that makes more money than you?
If she makes more money than me, what I have to do.
She's the breadwinner.
Yes.
She's the breadwinner.
Yes. So it can happen, but here's what I'll say. I have to test our dynamic when we're together. If she feels like, if I'm getting like a superiority complex from her, that she's better than me because of it, it will never work. Because again, her masculine energy will push me into my feminine, and that can't happen. Mm-hmm. So as long as she's a feminine woman, I can probably stomach it, right? But if she's not, I don't think I'd be able to do it, because as I've been that before, a girl was so masculine and just pushed me to my feminine, and we're constantly arguing over dumb things, and it just wasn't good.
Yeah,
so I can do it.
But I feel like, don't you think a woman could be? Both,
a
feminine, on her shit, a breadwinner and feminine.
Yes.
Like, why can't she have both? You know what
right.
I mean?
You're absolutely right. But I just feel like those are just the unicorns, right? Who know how to compete with men all day, and then come home to her man. It's almost like it's hard for them to turn it off. All right, I'm going to work, masculine. Okay, I'm home now, feminine. Like,
but what if they're not competing with men? What if they have their own shit, their own business, that they're not dealing with men in the office? You know what I mean? And they don't have to be all rah, like they're just on their own shit.
I agree. And I there's definitely girls out there who can manage both, right? It's just, again, I like to argue the macro, and that's not the macro. Sure. So it's like, is there girls out there who are boss babes and feminine? Oh yeah. Are there a lot of them? I wouldn't say a lot. I would say if you put 10 girls in a room, maybe one can do both. But yeah, that's the perfect ideal for most men. She makes good money and she knows how to be a feminine woman. Perfect. But most of the time, like, I'll send you a link to this podcast. And what happens is, even girls on OnlyFans, right? Who, again, they're not competing with no men, but they make so much money. They're like, well, you can't tell me shit. I'm in a penthouse suite with a G-Wagon. Like, what do you know? Right? So they're very combative and arguing over everything, because they have money now. So they feel like they don't.
Well, because they don't need the man.
Exactly.
Technically, they don't need a man. And so I get that point.
True. I agree. Another perfect woman, I think I answered that. Just a girl who can make some money from the house. That'd be ideal. Or she's a small part-time job. She works at freaking Mac, right? She does a little part-time job. She makes about, I don't know, $3,000 a month, right? She uses that to help out with the house, and I bring home majority of the money. That would be ideal. Or she can, work a lot of hours, but still, be able to, help out with what I need done in the house. Because if I'm paying everything, every bill, every hair appointment, like, I need some type of, what am I getting in return for taking care of you financially?
So you seem like you're the more traditional type.
I would like to be more traditional, because I feel like this whole 50-50 thing won't last, and also, like, there are girls out there who like it's funny, like, there's like a caption going 50-50 with a man. There's like, no, like because their father was so traditional, and it's almost like when girls see a successful traditional relationship in their home, they couldn't see doing it any other way.
Yeah.
Right. So
my parents are very traditional. Like, my mom raised us. She was a stay-at-home mom. She did have jobs every,
of course,
a couple times, but majority of her life was taking care of us, like being a stay-at-home mom. So like I saw that, I grew up with that too, but I don't know if it's just a generational thing or what. But
it is.
I definitely, and I've been very open with her and conversating with her about that. Like, I'm very, like, I want to be on my own thing, you know. And also I feel like backstory, I feel like I've yearned and wanted a man before, like in the past, where I've really craved a like attention in a man, like a boyfriend, not just like from anybody. I wanted a boyfriend.
Absolutely.
And it has never happened for me. So there's a point, I reached a point where I finally accepted that, you know, it's not my time to, because I always lean on faith when it comes to that. Like, it's not my time to have a man, and it's not my time. Maybe he's off doing his own shit that he needs to fix, and it's not our times to meet. So therefore, let me just focus on myself and get me ready so I could actually be capable of loving him the way he's supposed to be loved, you know, and vice versa with him. But it's not that, like, you know, I'm like, but it's just when it doesn't happen, might as well put your head down and work. You know what I mean?
I feel
and
that. Yeah.
Fucking grow yourself.
I'll fault you for that 100%. And another thing too, is there's pros and cons of being pretty, right? For you, let's say, I know I try to make a joke with you saying your DMs are 100, they're at 50, so close. So imagine 50 men outside. You may vet. So okay, maybe 50%. Okay, you're not attractive enough, so they go away. Then these other 50 guys, you may vet 25 of them, like actually give them a chance. You know how much time and dating that is, right? So it's like, you know, pretty girls have to go through a lot of dates and a lot of different dudes, not always, to get a good one. You know what I mean? So it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah. It's really tough out here. Because like most of my DMs usually are like really older men that are like, you know, and I'm like, no, like this is not gonna happen. Or they're young, or, you know, I'm just not surface level find them attractive. So I don't know, they could be a fucking great person. And I know, like, I put, even on my TikTok, I put like a tall guy that, like, you know, the whole little get in my bed thing. But I would not mind a short king. Like,
define short
I feel
in your eyes. How tall are you?
Like
5'4"?
my height or shorter. No, I'm 5'7", 5'8".
Woo!
I'm taller.
Yeah. Whoa, okay. Did not know you were 5. Okay, for sure.
Yeah, I'm a tall. And then heels. But I have like, I did date a guy that was shorter than, well, I'm trying to think with my heels. I was obviously taller than him in my heels. And then when I was off, I think we're probably the same height, or he was a little shorter, shorter.
How'd that go?
But I mean, I didn't live in his state, so it kind of just like did end up working out.
Okay.
But when we were out and I was in my like 6-inch heels, and I was obviously way taller than him, he held my hand and was just like, like, it was just confidence, and it was such a turn on to me. I was like, oh my God, like, I felt so fucking hot, because he was like, I don't give a, like, this is my, like, move bitches, like, you know what I mean? And that was a very interesting thing. I didn't think I would really find attractive, but he was really his confidence. So if a guy is freaking confident and he's shorter, like, obviously I don't, and again, at this point, I've been through a lot of frogs, so I don't discriminate. You know, as long as they're really nice, sweet. It's just hard to get the X factor. That's all it is. It's hard to get the X factor, because I know guys that are nice guys, you know. That's what I also wrote down. Did you see that TikTok with that girl that says about the whole she can't date a nice guy because her masculinity is like too much?
That's what I'm saying is, like, a lot of these girls are masculine as hell when a guy that's really, really sweet and really, really genuine comes to them and won't check them on nothing, and won't put them on ice when they get disrespected. She goes, you're not it, right? When she meets a guy like me, right, who will never talk to you ever again for disrespecting me, she'll go, okay, he can handle it, right? So so you're right. So that video was
I don't think women should be disrespectful, though. Like, I genuinely don't think women should, like, need a guy to be like, stop, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of girls, I need gotta put me in my place, like.
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing? Like, what are you yelling? Like, I'm not a yeller. I hate arguing. I like conversating, you know. But if I do find myself get into that point where I'm going to pop off, I leave. Like, I leave. and I hang
Gotcha.
up, I do something like that, you know? So it's
All right.
just so it doesn't get there.
So you brought up a good point, and this is something I love talking about with girls because I feel like, again, this is no disrespect to you. This is just what happens. I feel like there are these very, very leftist, very super liberal pages that come out and always try to find a new way to be oppressed by something, and I don't like it. And one thing they always drag through the dirt, and I just don't like, is the nice guy. My opinion of a nice guy is just someone who puts a woman's needs and wants before his. Let's just say I was trying to be romantic with you, Alyssa, and you said, Chad, you're great. You're just not the guy to do it for me, but we can be friends. The nice guy will go, you know what? If that's what Alyssa wants, that's what Alyssa will get. Yes, we're friends now. Me? Hell no. Peace. Not taking my attention for nothing. No, bye. Right. So the nice guy is just a guy that just puts the needs and wants of you first. Right. What happens is, this is number one thing they say. Nice guys want something in return. Alyssa, every guy you've ever went on a date with wanted something in return. So I don't get why they say that. Like, I'm sorry, life is transactional. Even it's a feeling. If I open the door for you and you look me dead in my face and just walk right in the door, I would like a thank you. You don't owe it to me, but I'm still feeling like crap because of it. You know what I mean? So it's like we all want something in return. We all, even if it's a feeling, right? Even when you give to charity, what are you getting in return? A feeling of you did something good. So even that you're giving to charity to feel good. You're giving that homeless guy $1 to feel good for you personally. So it's like, I don't get this whole they do it for something in return. Do you as a woman, do you understand what they're trying to say? Because I don't.
I really literally just listened to something that they did talk about a transactional thing. And it was a guy. I don't know where I saw it. I don't know if it was on TikTok or YouTube, but the guy said that, no, it was on TikTok. He said, he didn't say transactional, but he said that these guys are being nice because they want something at the end of the day. They want you, right?
Yeah.
So they are being nice to get you. And when you say no, they're confused because they're like, wait, I was being nice. And so they keep trying to be nice. But the guy labeled it as a manipulator. That's very aggressive.
I think,
labeled it
yeah,
as
go
a
on.
manipulator.
I think it was Russell. I think that guy was Russell. He's a white man in a suit. And
yes, he's a white guy. He was for sure a white guy. I don't know.
It's a white guy in a suit. I watched his video, and to me, like, I watched it multiple times, really trying to understand what he's saying. But I'm still back at my thing of everyone does something for something in return. And if you're not doing something in return, I don't know why you're even doing it. I don't know. Like, I'm sorry. If I take a girl on a date, my goal is to at least get a kiss. Can't get that. She swears that too. She's not into me, bro. And I move on. Sorry, you know? Nice. I think this is the other thing. Okay, that's honestly all I can think about. That's the number one thing let's talk about this. Nice guys are manipulative. Okay. To be honest, I think this one was another feminism thing to shame those men, because if you think about it, if you go on 3 dates with me, Alyssa, 3, and this guy will never get any ass from me. I'm just going on these dates for free food. Who's manipulating you?
No, that's rude. I would never. But
okay, but I'm saying there's some girls out there that if he's offering, I'm gonna show up every time. And each time, my period, I can't, or I gotta go. Like, they're gonna swoop out of there the second they can when they're done, right? So who's being manipulated here, right? He has genuine desire for you. Rude. He has genuine desire for you. He wants to get to know you, and he'll get a relationship from you, or the other stuff. And you don't like him like that. You just like him what he can provide. So who's being manipulated? So it's like, I feel like girls, and
I think it can go both ways for sure. Like,
explain, but I want you to explain the other way, because I want to get your perspective as well.
Well, both ways, as in, so I mean, I'm talking about kind of, I guess, I don't know how it is in other cities or whatever, but especially in LA, guys will just want women to be around them. So it's like, it's kind of the same thing where they just want to look fucking cool.
For the club,
they use women. They use women and stuff like that. But I don't support like women that, because I have had friends in the past, well, they'll just go on dates to go on dates.
Yeah.
Like, for the fuck of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Like, again, time and energy is like a lot for me. So I'm like, I'm not gonna go if I'm not genuinely interested in getting to know the person. And then if you do and it just doesn't work out, you know,
Whatever.
like it just doesn't work out. But I'm not gonna continue to do that. And I know you're talking about the macro of it all, but I'm just like really holding out for girls that are different, because I know there's not everyone is like that.
No,
And
sure. I
especially for
agree.
men too. Like not everyone, you know,
I
has
agree. Yeah, I feel like there are girls out there who use men, and these guys are usually nice guys, right? Who they're manipulating. And so it's always funny where they say all these nice guys are manipulative when actually they're the ones getting manipulated, right?
yeah.
So I never really understood that. I always advocate for them on my page. Like, listen, bro, just you can be nice because I'm nice. I just put myself first because girls do all the time, right?
Yeah.
Alyssa, I feel like girls are naturally selfish. For example, can you count on one hand all the times you bail on a guy on a date, or is it more than one hand?
No, I'm
You
not
don't
that
bail?
bitch.
You don't
I don't
bail?
bail. I don't
Wow.
bail. What are you doing?
Most girls are
Well,
flaky as hell.
see, no, I'm trying to think if I've bailed during the time, like, because I don't, if I know I'm not interested, then I'm not going to set a date.
Exactly.
That's
Most
the
girls will.
thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Most girls will.
So there's no, like, I don't have 5 or more where I bailed because I don't make the date if I don't want to go on the date. You know what I
See,
mean? Or I don't
and yeah,
accept the date.
you're an honest woman, and
So
most women should be like
yeah.
you. But most
So
girls are saying, "Yeah, I'm down," and then they bail. And the reason why they bail is for selfish reasons. I don't feel like going. I don't feel like putting on makeup. I don't feel like showering. But I can't give you on one hand how many times I bail on a chick. Because the same thing you said. I genuinely
yeah.
want to get to know this girl. So
Yeah.
even if my car breaks down, hey, car broke down, call an Uber. I'll see you shortly. You know, like it's like
Yeah.
that. Because it's for me.
Yeah.
I think men are taught to do what's right, and women are taught to do what's right for you, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of times girls definitely are a bit more selfish, which guys should be too. Guys should be too,
Yeah.
you know.
I
But
think we
anyway,
should all be selfish to be H.
true.
I think
Yeah,
we should always put all, like, men or women, like I feel like you should always put yourself and know what you want. I mean, I know I will never stop growing and knowing what I'm gonna change. Like I'm gonna change. My want and needs are gonna always change. Like
they
at
are.
this point, I'm 5 years from now, I don't know if I'm gonna be wanting the same things I want now, you know, especially even in a partner, So
Okay.
be selfish, to be
Yeah,
honest. Like
true. It's better to be
freaking
selfish. Put yourself first. So this next
yeah.
topic is juicy,
Oh,
and I feel like you may give me some good banter because you do post photos like this. Again, if you get in a relationship,
thirst
if
traps or what?
if me and you get in a relationship, would you stop posting thirst traps, yes or no, and be 100% honest?
What I'm already posting? Like
Yeah,
what I post?
because you post great for like sometimes I'm just like, damn. And that's so it's like, but I'm saying is if you get into a relationship, would you stop?
No.
Okay, and what's the reasoning for that?
Well, in my head, it's a bigger picture,
What's the bigger
right?
picture?
The bigger picture is getting reached out for brands like swimwear, fucking Savage Fenty, like all these like brands in my head that will reach out one day. I want to do that. Not all my pictures are bikinis, right?
True,
Like
I agree.
I'm
I agree.
in clothes and shit. But yeah, I do have thirst traps, but you know, so no, I think of it as a business. I don't do it because I'm like, oh, I want to see if Billy likes my photo today. Like I don't do it for that. I'm doing it for the bigger picture. So if my man is not on board with the bigger picture with me, then I'm like, bro, like, you know, then it's like it's for business in my head, far, you know, in the long run
Okay,
is what I'm
so
trying to set myself up with.
let's we
I
always
would
gotta flip
listen to
it.
him.
We always gotta flip it though. So would you be
So
cool with me posting pictures of baby oil and dick print and gray sweats on my page, or that's too
if
far?
that's if that's how I met you, I can't fucking, you know,
Okay,
like
so
if that's how I met you, why do I have to change you? I can't.
listen, I
I
feel
fell
like
in love with
listen.
you that way.
Okay, so that statement is the number one statement that comes out of girls' mouths. I met you this way, but you also met me liking other girls' pictures. You also met me taking out
Oh,
other girls on dates. So where's the line here? I feel like with a relationship, it's like this, right? A lot of girls like to do this. one foot in relationship life, one foot in single life, right? They're playing both roles. For me, I'm gonna put both of my feet in a relationship. Can you do the same thing as well? Because imagine this. This is another analogy. Like imagine you're driving through a neighborhood, you see a really, really nice house. It says for sale. I walk in, you go, oh, this house isn't for sale. But why is there for sale sign? Well, it isn't. Kick rocks. That's how I feel like it is when girls have an entire page of thirst traps with a boyfriend and he's nowhere to be found. Because you still want to sell the illusion to men you're on the market, which increases your likes, your DMs, whatever. But so it's like, to me, if
Well,
I'm gonna date, go on.
The likes and the DMs aren't as important to the bigger picture. Keep going.
Yes. So
Business wise.
yes.
So that's
question:
how I'm different.
Have you made money yet through social media?
Not yet, but I've gotten reached out already. So,
okay.
But with brands and stuff. So, but I haven't.
Paying you? Or are they sending free stuff?
No, they're sending me free stuff.
Okay, got you. Because I get that all the time. My biggest scam is we'll give you 25% off and you post
See,
no. Yeah.
See, no.
Stupid.
No,
they're slick, though.
They're stealing your money. They're stealing your money at that
slick
point.
as hell with that. Hey, we're gonna give you $3 off this shirt and you're gonna give us free promo on your page.
And then you just give them your money. Yeah.
Stupid.
No,
so it's like that. Okay, so if I tell you this was a serious conversation, we're sitting down, hey, Alyssa,
sure.
I'm feeling you, I want to take the next level. However, blah, 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 blah. You say, okay, well, I feel you, I understand you, but bigger picture. To me, is this. I feel like a woman can, as far as swimwear, at that point, I can't, it's kind of hard to talk about. But other brands, I know plenty of girls who are like this. I know this one girl, I've seen her page, like she's fully clothed, but she's stylish as hell and brands love her. Right.
Yeah, I love that.
So there's a way to kind of balance it where you're still getting brand deals while still dressing sexy, but just not as sexy. There's like levels to it, right? So yeah. I don't know. I feel like for me, because thing, when I dated my ex, no more bars, no more clubs. Not because she told me to. I just know I go there for girls only. Like if so I know I shouldn't be there. Dating apps gone, right? So it's like I'm not gonna enter. I'm basically closing all doors to the single life because I'm not in a community with her. So I feel like it can get tricky when girls have a full-blown page of just thirst traps and there's no boyfriend anywhere to be posting. I feel like it's almost like it's like a for sale sign. What do you think?
I get that to a certain extent, but I feel like I'm a very loyal person.
Okay.
So to be with me, you just have to trust me that I'm not being like, on the fucking DM with some other, like I'm an open fucking book. You know what I mean? So I feel like my man would just have to fucking,
accept it.
Really root for me. And again, I feel like I still stand by my statement where it's like if my man is over here being thirst trapping himself and has tons of girls or whatever, like that, go get your money, boo, go whatever. If it's connected to something, sure. Like, and even if it's not, and that's just how you're like, who am I to tell you different? The whole DMs and like opening like the apps and the liking and all that stuff, I don't really have a say in that because I've never been in a relationship. I don't know how it feels really to like have a guy go like a bunch of thirst trap pictures. That's my man. So like, of course, I think I would have a problem with it. I don't know because I've never been in a situation, but I feel like that's a little different than like pictures itself.
Got you.
For me.
The thing is, like, it's a statement that it has holes in it. When people say this is how you met me, it's like, well, you met me liking other girls' pictures, so why can't I like other girls' pictures then? Well, that's different. Well, you're still posting thirst traps. Well, that's different. It's like the statement has to
it has
holes in it. It has too many holes in like that statement. This is how you met me. You met me single. So I feel like relationships need to have like rules and boundaries. And sometimes I feel like, hopefully the person just does it out of respect. But again, who am I to say it? It's just plenty of girls that have successful relationships posting their butthole every day. And they're in love.
I cannot with you.
And they're in love,
butthole.
right? And the guy doesn't like. It's almost like the girl's super pop and the guy's like 100 followers. And it works.
And it's cool because there is a literally really famous, I don't know her name.
Is it Lena the Plug and Adam 22? Because she's like
No,
a,
no, 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 no.
okay, go
Uh,
on.
they're like porn stars, no? Or am I
Yeah,
tripping?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
no, no, no. Did you say butthole? Is that what you said?
I did say butthole 20 seconds ago, but I'm talking about
I thought you said it right now.
no, not
Okay,
right now,
sorry.
no.
No. So, oh my God, I don't know her. She's a fitness model,
Okay.
and she'll take pictures in lingerie too. And this guy commented, or guy or girl, I don't know. I think it was a guy commented, is like, damn, because she doesn't post she's married actually. She doesn't post her husband very often, but she does every now and then.
That's
But
fair.
most all her pages fitness is fucking, ass shots, like bam bam, weights, whatever, lingerie. And some guy posted like, damn, you're I think it was a guy or a girl, I don't fucking know. But they said your husband's cool with this. And then she replied, she's like, sweetie, he took the picture. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck yeah. Like, that's the type of vibe that I'm shooting for.
Okay. And I get that. And that's how I used to be, because feminism told me I'm insecure if it's a lot of men, you're insecure for a lot of things, right? It basically saying that goes to the back to the whole thing is you can have ladies, you can have 1 foot in single life and 1 foot in relation life. Like I'm putting both of mine in relationship if I'm committed. So let's talk about that whole scenario. Okay.
Is your head hurting?
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm about to say something that's gonna really piss off a lot of people. So grasp, right? I feel like men are success objects, women are beauty objects. Men who are like successful or 35, right? Me 30, they may go date a girl who's 19, 20. Why? Beauty. That's it, right? When you were a 21-year-old virgin, you were worth, oh, dude, you were worth like a billionaire, and you were almost the same value. I'm like
a unicorn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you at 21 and a virgin is worth the same amount as like I swear a billionaire. Like you guys' value is almost similar. Men would legit fight a Greek war over your chastity. Like I'm telling you, like they would go to war for you to have you as a virgin, right? That's a rare, right? So I'm saying is a woman's body, that's like to men, not to you guys, to men, almost the number one thing. You gain 200 pounds. I'm sorry, you're not as attractive as you used to be. It's a tough pill, but it's how it is. So it's like, as a man, your wife's body is almost like the most sacred thing, and you showing it to the world naked like this, to me
not
like,
well naked. Okay, well, yeah,
half, right? Is almost like it's almost like if I had a diamond, I'm gonna keep it to myself. I'm gonna keep it in a box. I'm gonna keep it tight to me. By you opening and just doing this,
I get it. I've heard that before.
And also, if you go to that's funny. A lot of American women say it's oppressive, but do you know why Middle Eastern women cover up, like legit, like up to here, like they're covered up? You know why they do that?
Isn't it just because for their husbands or something?
So they cover up so much.
Or am I tripping? Am I wrong?
You know, I'm not. Wait. Say your response again. Why do you think Middle Eastern women cover up? Why is that? You said something.
The ones that only show their eyes, right?
Yeah. Damn near, yeah. There's some girls, cover up except for
Yeah, isn't it? Because I mean, I might be fucking wrong, but isn't it because their body's supposed to be for their
husbands? Men? Yeah, exactly. So it's like, and also it
husbands?
does it. Yeah, that, and also it's supposed to lower the male gaze, right? When you see a woman, you just see her face, and that's it, right? So it's like, because they know if women are walking around half naked, the males would start getting more,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sure.
So it's like they understand how men operate and how men think, so they cover their women for that reason. Another reason why they cover their men is because their women, they said, like, how they speak about women in their culture is very high. Like, your woman is your most, she is like your everything. She, like, you must keep her protected and safe, and like, don't, like, they're very protective of their women, so they keep them covered for that. So it's like I understand why they do that. So again, I'm not faulting any guy that has a relationship with a woman who is, taking on her butt pics. If there's loyalty there, he won, but he won, so that's great.
To each their own at the end of the day. To be out,
So I can see it now where like I'm successful, things in my life are going incredible, and a girl I've been dating for a while, like, oh my God, like where's this going? And I'm gonna sit down and go, okay, would you give up posting thirst traps? No. Okay, they won't. You know, like I can see it now. I can see it now. Like
You're
they're at
like,
that
what if
point.
your head ass in love?
Yeah, dude.
Your head ass in love. You're
It
like, no.
just I couldn't sit right with me that because here's the thing, men and women see Instagram so different. Men will always think it's for men, right? You like we will always think that you're posting that to get, you know, attention. But
Yeah,
when girls will go, no, it's for to prove to these hoes over here and to get this brand deal over here. But men just don't. It's just it doesn't click with
they
us.
just,
Why?
yeah.
They just don't. We just don't get it.
No, for sure.
We never will. Right? That's
Yeah,
something we'll always argue over is Instagram. And
yeah.
for me, I just know what I want. And I don't know. I just feel like hopefully though you get that man. Honestly, Alyssa, here's the thing. I'll be honest with you. You're attractive enough to have men compromise.
Uh-huh.
So a man will come
I
in
don't know
like
how to
me, right?
take them.
Yeah, a man will like say it like me, right? Who wants this, and this. Who, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? She's probably the baddest I can do. Fine. Okay, you win, right? So it's like they'll compromise, right? And that so
Uh-huh.
we'll see. Because I know another girl named Andrea, and she looks similar to you, but just tanner, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
she's the same way. Her goal is to be a wife and do nothing for him. He pays all the bills, and she's not cleaning because she said he can hire a maid. She's not cooking because she can say, oh, he can hire a chef, and she may get that life because she's that pretty. She may get a lifestyle where
There are women like that.
yeah,
Like they exist. I've
yeah,
met them.
yeah.
I've worked for
They do
them.
nothing.
Like it's
They
like,
do nothing but exist, and that's enough for
yeah,
their men. Just
yeah.
existing is enough.
And like again, everything is to each their own. Like that guy loves that. He loves that he has time for his wife to go to lunch with him every day. And if she needs to go run errands, she can. Like that's their thing. They have
Oh,
maids. They have all that stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's fine. They have a nanny, you know?
that's what I'm saying. Like, dude,
Yeah.
like
I'm
I just
like,
want.
good for you, girl.
Yeah,
But
good for
like,
you. That's just not what I
yeah,
want.
but
Like if I'm gonna take
yeah,
care of you, it's almost like if I'm gonna take care of 80%, can you do 20? And if 20 is too much for you, then I don't want you. You know what I mean? But some
yeah.
girls get that life where they can have both. They can have be provided for and have to do nothing in return but be hot.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
fucking
And
crazy.
some girls
Yeah, it's
will get
crazy.
that. Some a lot,
Yeah,
especially all the hot girls in LA, they may land that. Nothing in return but be hot.
yeah.
That's their contract. It's like for me, there's like a list of things for on their list, be hot. Like, okay, sign, and they can handle that.
Be hot. Be
Yeah,
hot. We're good.
that's it.
Yeah. I would love to be that person,
Yeah,
but I just feel like I'd go crazy and I feel like I need my own shit going on.
yeah, nothing to
Like
do.
I
You
need
can't
my
cook, you can't
own
clean. Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like, yeah. Well, it's not even that. Like I feel like I'm not a traditional person where I'm just like, I want to be home and no shade because my
Yeah,
mother
did that.
was that person and they have a happy, great marriage and it works.
Yeah,
It works for them. And that is okay. But I feel like I just would, it's just different. Everyone's different. I want to
all right,
have my own shit going on and my man's shit going on. And then we just
perfect.
get together at the end. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Last question. You ready for this?
No, I'm scared.
All right,
Yeah.
it's actually pretty simple. All right,
Okay.
status, looks, money. Put them in order from the most important to least important for you. Status,
Status,
looks,
looks, and
money.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Status. So
Like
like we're
he's popping like blue check
okay.
marks and athlete, entertainer,
Status.
well known. Like yeah,
Status.
looks then money.
God, those are all very surface level things. Okay. Let's do look, status, money.
So the
Most
looks
important.
first, the status
Status
second,
second, and then
and
the
the
money
money
after the money
last.
third.
So what made you put money last?
Because I feel like money, you could always make it.
Okay.
So I feel like you can't change the way you look unless you get like a
Yeah.
bunch of like plastic surgery. So yeah, and then status. I mean, if they're doing shit, that's dope. And then money will always come.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, man. Sometimes you know, if I was a guy, like for me, I think looks. It's okay. It's always tough between looks and status. It's a very tough debate, right? The reason why I say it's a tough debate is because, listen, I think I'm a handsome guy, but if Floyd Mayweather came into your DM, I may lose, right? Even though he's 40, he's 48, you know, old. But hey, you can either cry in the Kia Optima at the moment or the Rolls Royce truck. You may choose up, and not because he's more handsome than me, it's because the status, that feeling of being out with a celebrity, the cameras in your face, like, so it's almost like some girls don't really care about that, but it's a thing that can happen where a guy with more status can take your chick even though you're more handsome.
Sure.
Yeah, you know, for some chicks,
for some people, sure.
Yeah,
for sure. But what about you? What was your what
for me
do?
It's always tough, but
I know more of a girl.
I'll say this, like, as a man, if I had to choose what I had in order, it'd probably be the looks, the money second, and then the status. Because you don't really need status. It's more so like dude, like, you'd marry a dentist who makes $1 million a year. Yeah, no one knows. Only people who know him are dentists. Like, they know, oh, Dr. So-and-so, like, only they do. So he has no status. He has lots of money, right? So
that makes sense.
For me, I definitely go looks, because looks get you in the door, right? On Tinder, or if I look at you across the bar, they get you in the door. Okay, he's handsome.
Yeah.
And they always money. Okay, he may have like 400 Instagram followers, but shit, doesn't bother me.
That makes sense. No, that makes sense. That's a good way to put it too.
Facts. Well, ending statements. Is there anything you want to add to the show? Things you want to talk about you didn't get a chance to? Because here's the moment to do it and leave it all on the table, Lissa.
Well, let me see. What did I do?
Yeah.
What did I write down? No, I think all I'll say is that my last ending statement is that I feel like everyone has baggage and damage in their life and trauma, some more than others. Yep. And I feel that just showing them love, even if they're not great to you, can go a long way, because you don't know what's going on in their lives. And never judge anybody by their opinions. Everyone's different, you know. Like, I don't agree with you on some things, but doesn't mean I hate you. You know, and I don't think anybody should get attacked either way. Like, you get attacked, or the feminist side shouldn't get attacked either. I think it should just, everyone's different, and just love each other at the end of the day, or try to.
Absolutely. So real quick for the gram, I'm gonna do a quick IG. This is gonna go on my defund simping IG, because you know, I got a gang over there. Here we go. 1 second.
What are we doing?
A picture, bro.
Shit, you scared me. I was like, what am I doing?
1, 2, 3. That's how it looks. I'm not sure how you think. I know girls are like, oh, I'm deleted.
I don't care. That's fine.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
All right, let's you have a great rest of your day. Stay on. I'm gonna talk to you a little bit longer after this is over. But thank you so much for coming on the show. You have a good day.
Thank you. You too.